Okay guys, and welcome back to Oran Park Raceway, and today we're going to be racing in the F4 cars. And I thought I would show you this race because if you haven't watched my previous video about how to enjoy sim racing forever, I suggest you watch that first. But this is a good display in this race as to how you can enjoy sim racing forever and also understand how to be safe out there on the racetrack, because I jumped into this race without really knowing Oran Park Raceway at all, and that's one of the rules that I set for myself, is do not just jump into a race without practice first, and I did that on this occasion, but I also understood that I did that. So we're just running some qualifying laps right now, but what we ended up doing was, as you can see from me spinning, and as you'll see from this race, is that sometimes you've got to be realistic about yourself and your ability. And I hadn't raced iRacing for a while, especially not the F4 car, and I also didn't know the track. So what we're going to do is jump into this race, and you'll see that I don't recommend this, but I decided to qualify, and I didn't qualify last, funnily enough, but I decided at the start of the race to do something different. And let's get into it, get into the race, and I'll show you and explain what I did and why I did it. And here we go, we're underway. And the first thing I did was pull over and let the other racers go past. And I'll explain to you why I did that, because F4 is a crazy race sometimes, and I understood that I didn't know the track very well. So what I wanted to do was just make sure that I could let the other cars go and see what happens. And this is what happened. We had a stack on the first corner, which I avoided safely because I did the right thing. And then I was just very careful on these first couple of corners, because I could see that there was cars ahead of me that were flying around everywhere. There was another one on the side of the road who spun out. These guys hit each other, and I was really just playing it safe right here. Because there's another guy who's way off, and I decided to overtake that guy while I could. But I was kind of smart about it, and if I was trying at the front and I was trying to do everything that I could to sort of keep up, there's another one and another one off the track with some damage. And I was thinking to myself, I was just like, this was the best decision for me, because I didn't know the track very well. I know the car, but there's another one off. So all of a sudden, by just understanding that I didn't know the track, that guy pulled into the pits with damage. But not understanding the track and just wanting to play it safe, I'm actually now, I think I'm in like 8th place or something, or 9th place, and I started at 15th or 16th as I go way wide on that corner. But if I just played it, like I played it safe at the start, and that is literally what saved me. Literally what saved me. And now we're just trying to get our feel for the track while we're driving around and just get an understanding, and I'm nowhere near the quickest. Nowhere near the quickest out there. But I'm also not trying to be. And what I didn't understand here was on this corner, I think it's this one, no it's not, there's a corner here which has a bit of a dip on it. And if you hit the brakes at the wrong time, you lock your fronts and you spin. And I think I did that here, probably several times. But way as I go and venture off into nature. But here, I understood that I've gone wide. I understand this guy. There was a guy coming up behind me. I don't know where he went. But if I did that and I ran wide like that heavily, and I understand I don't know the track too well, if there was someone directly behind me and he had more speed, I would just pull over and just let him, or not pull over, but just pull to the side and let him go past. Or hold my line and let him go around me, because he would know that I've gone wide, I'm slow. There's another two that have stacked there. So I don't know what position I'm in right now, but I'm way up there from like 17th position, and I think I'm like 7th. And I know that at one point I was nearly in 5th, 4th, and from doing nothing but just playing it safe. Just playing it safe. And that's the craziest thing, is that I know everyone wants to be super competitive and super fast on every single track, but I'm here to tell you that most of the time, especially in the early rookies and that type of area, that you don't need to be. You don't need to be, you just need to be consistent and safe, and especially if you want to build that I rating. If you want to build that I rating, all you really need to do is just be safe, because you'll get more I rating as you pass cars, as cars crash in front of you, as you make more corners safely. You'll get a better safety rating, you'll go up I rating points, and you'll not lose so many points. Put it that way, it's like a game of not losing, not so much winning, but not losing. So that's one thing I don't think that many people understand, and that's sort of how I'm playing it at the moment, is just coming in and doing my best, obviously, and there are times when I do push the limits, like everyone else. I think I lock up here, yep, that is where I tapped the brakes, and I was so lucky that that guy did not clean me up, and I would have apologised, because yeah, that was a wild entry. If you just tap the brake over that hill, the weight transfer locks the front wheels when you're in the air, and as you come down, it spins you. So that was interesting, but this track is a hell of a lot of fun. It actually is a hell of a lot of fun, because there's ups and downs, there's elevation changes, the weight shifting underneath you is actually a hell of a lot of fun. A hell of a lot of fun, and that's why I love iRacing, is those physics. And I like the physics. They may not be super 100% realistic to real life, but I think they're pretty close, and I think they feel pretty close. And I've never raced an F4 car, so I have no idea, but I do like the way that they feel and the responsiveness of it. It's really good, really good. So at this point, this is a 20-minute race, and I'm probably not going to watch the whole race, but I do have some incidents along the way. I think I end up with about 7 or 8 incident points, but overall, it's more the safety side of things which matters to me. And I do have some faster cars that have either stacked or whatever come up behind me and pass me, because I am probably a second slower than everyone else. But at the end of the day, I think I roll in about 5th position. Started 13th, finished in 5th, and I did not really push the limits of what I could do. In the last couple of laps, I did sort of push it a little bit, because I felt more comfortable in the car and I understood the track a bit better, but I was nowhere near as fast as the leaders. I think I get overtaken by the leader and still come 5th, and that's just from being safe. So I hope this video helps you guys. I hope it sort of makes you understand that, hey, you don't have to be the fastest out there to have a good result in a race, and this is what makes iRacing something you can do for a very long time, or any competitive sim racing, is just getting out there, being safe, enjoying the drive, learning the tracks, and really just getting through the race and getting home successfully, because no one wants to stack a car, no one wants to pay to fix a car, and no one wants to go home on a trailer. And it's the same with sim racing, is that you want to get around the track as safe as possible. You do want to push the limits sometimes when you feel comfortable, and you do want to be competitive, but then sometimes it just pays to play it safe. It really does. And to be honest, sometimes that's just as much fun as getting through a race, because I hadn't raced iRacing for about 6 weeks or 7 weeks when I rolled into this race, and I knew that, and I decided to be realistic about it and just come out, and I was really happy with 13th to 5th. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was beneficial for you guys, and I hope you got a little bit out of it. But other than that, enjoy the drive, guys. Keep racing out there, and I'll see you guys on the track. Peace out.